Hello, this is Woodbridge Mayor John McCormick. Each year, the Independent Club of Colonia and longtime president and advocate Phil Hall honor Black History Month with a day-long celebration that recounts the contributions, struggles, sacrifices, and achievements of African Americans over the past 300 years. This year, unlike any other, the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has caused the club to do a virtual ceremony. COVID restrictions do not allow us to get together for the always well-attended Independent Club of Colonia's Black History Month celebration. At this time, I would like to introduce the Municipal Council. At-large Councilman and Council President Brian Small, Second Ward Councilman and Council Vice President Howie Bauer, Nancy Drum from the 1st Ward, Corey Spiller from the 3rd Ward, Viru Patel from the 4th Ward, Debbie Meehan from the 5th Ward, and at-large council persons Greg Ficara, Kyle Anderson, Lizbeth DeJesus. Also our State Senator Joe Vitale, Assemblyman Craig Coughlin, and Assemblywoman Yvonne Lopez. The national theme of Black History Month 2021 is the Black Family, Representation, Identity, and Diversity, which is a theme that will be at the heart of the Independent Club of Colonia's Black History Month program. And it's a wonderful tribute celebrating the Black families and individuals whose contributions have truly changed the course of American history. Again, my thanks to all who participated in the Independent Club of Colonia's virtual Black History celebration, and my thanks to their leader, Phil Hall. We look forward to gathering later this year when the Independent Club of Colonia will host an in-person celebration to further Black history as American history. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome to the Independent Club of Colonia 11th Annual Black History Celebration. This year, due to the pandemic, our celebration is being performed virtually. Certainly, we miss the interaction and fellowship, not to mention the complete soul food dinner, which is always a great opportunity to sit back, relax, and spend time reflecting on the program and life. I need, however, to mention that while we were all enjoying ourselves, members of the Independent Club of Colonia were working hard, serving and catering to you to offer you a unique celebration experience. I'd like to thank the Honorable Mayor Johnny McCormick and his administration, who contacted me and suggested that in the tradition of the Independent Club of Colonia, that we have a virtual celebration, one of which I had previously canceled. The mayor offered the Independent Club of Colonia all the resources necessary to present this program today. This includes his entire administration, Vito Semluca, Business Administrator, John Haggerty, Communications Director, and certainly Lee Beckham, the Director of Local TV 35, and his exceptionally talented staff. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I hope you have a great time. We always attempt to offer a learning, educational, inspirational experience. And now I present to you the Mistress of Ceremony, the young and beautiful and talented Shania Davis. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Shania Davis and I will be your Mistress of Ceremony for this year's virtual Independent Club of Colonia's Black History Month celebration. First up, I would like to introduce Mr. Javier Cruz, who is a Perth Amboy fireman. He will be singing the national anthem.
If you don't mind, can you please stand also? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz, for your service and your great rendition of the national anthem. Next up, we will have the Negro National Anthem sang by a group of young high school ladies. The title of the Negro National Anthem is Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Rejoicing, rise high as the evening, and it rings out as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that our past taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun. Our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Thank you so much, ladies, for that beautiful a cappella rendition of Lift Every Voice and Sing. Up next, we have Michaela Wilson, who will be sharing with us our Woodbridge Township Black History moment.
Marie Anderson. Marie Anderson is currently serving as president of the Board of Education. Marie was born and raised in the Bronx, New York, and moved to Iselin during her sophomore year of high school. Marie graduated from John F. Kennedy Memorial High School. She earned her bachelor's degree from Florida A&M University and her master's in healthcare administration from Seton Hall University. Marie has been a member of the Board of Education since January 2015. She has served on various committees, including Chairwoman of Policy and Planning, Athletes and Extracurricular and Cafeteria Committees. Throughout her time on the board, Marie has actively attended professional development trainings through the New Jersey School Board Association, including earning her new board member certification. Marie is currently the Human Resources OE partner for Hackensack Marine Health and is a senior certified professional for Society for Human Resources Management. Marie is married to her husband, James Anderson, an outstanding professional and athlete in his own rights, whom they have 2 sons. In June 2020, Marie spearheaded the creation of the first ever Woodbridge Township's Board of Education new Equity, Commission to address district-wide issues on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Marie Anderson is the first African American and African American woman to serve as president of Woodbridge Township Board of Education. Congratulations, Marie Anderson, as the Independent Club of Colonia Woodbridge Black History Moment.
Thank you so much, Michaela, for that knowledge. Next up, we will have a guest speaker by the name of Marie Anderson.
Good evening. Thank you to the Independent Club of Colonia for giving me the Outstanding Leadership Award. I'm grateful and profoundly touched by the nomination for this prestigious award on this special occasion. Over the years, Phil Hall and the Independent Club of Colonia have made invaluable contributions to the residents of Woodbridge Township. I would like to thank my husband Jim and my sons Darren and Donovan, as well as my extended family for their love and support. Thank you to Speaker Craig Coughlin for the State of New Jersey resolution. I truly appreciate the recognition. Thank you to Mayor McCormick for supporting and encouraging me, along with my brother-in-law, Councilman Kyle Anderson, to run for the Board of Education 7 years ago. This proactive step to increase diversity on the school board is one of the many reasons why Woodbridge is the best town around. Tonight's theme is the Black family, representation, identity, and diversity. I grew up in the Bronx with my nuclear family. My father represented leadership and strength. My mother represented care and nurturing. As the youngest, my older sister and brother were role models for me. They inspired me to go to college as I watched them both leave the nest and pursue their education. The reach of the Black family is beyond your inner circle. It includes your grandparents, aunts, uncles, coaches, and mentors that pour into us. I've seen my own children benefit from these relationships. The first experience of the Black family is your personal experience of your family. The summer cookouts with potato salad, the holiday gatherings with collard greens, the family celebration with line dances. Our family included our neighborhood, our community, for some their sorority and fraternity, and our church family. On television, we started to see images of the Black families through the Evans family in Good Times, the Jeffersons, the Huxtables and the Cosby Show, the Winslows and Family Matters, and today we have Andre Johnson and his family in Blackish. We cherished the Obamas when they were our first family by putting pictures of them in our homes and even at times changing our profile picture on Facebook to celebrate them. The Black family is our identity. At an early age, I learned when I went out into this world, I was representing the Ward family. I wouldn't dare act up outside, causing my neighbor to have to discipline me and have that news get back to my parents. It was not acceptable in my house. I represented my neighborhood, my block. If you did something good or bad, everyone found out about it. My family gave me my identity. I mattered. I believed I could be whatever I could dream of. My church family taught me how to sit quiet in the pew, sing praises, and give back to the Lord. But most importantly, they gave me my identity, who I was in the eyes of the Lord. I'm happy to see these values in the next generation as I watch my sons, nieces, and nephews continue their education and pursue their dreams. Lastly, tonight we celebrate the Black family. We are all family. As it says, it takes a village to raise a child. I've been the receiver and the giver of this African proverb. The love and support of our village, the Black family, has kept us through good and bad times, made us strong and unbreakable. This rich heritage is the core and center of who we are. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce to you the Speaker of the New Jersey Assembly, Craig Coughlin.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you today as we come together to celebrate Black history and to recognize the important contributions of Black Americans across the spectrum of American history. Because what is really true is that Black history is American history. And that's why it's important that we make sure that all of the contributions in art, in literature, in science, in politics, in government, and in community come to the forefront. And we do that each year by coming together here to celebrate and make sure those accomplishments are not overlooked. That's why I especially want to thank the Independent Club for putting it together and for being a leader over decades in advancing the cause of Black Americans in this community of Woodbridge and for their leadership in bringing us all together. Especially want to thank my dear friend Phil Hall, who embodies all the best of all we are as a community, not just as a leader of the Independent Club, but as a Woodbridgian, if you will, someone who embodies the spirit of community, the commitment to others, and brings that leadership to this great organization. I'm especially pleased to be here today to present on behalf of my colleague, Senator Joseph Vitale and Assemblywoman Yvonne Lopez, a resolution signed by the Senate President and myself on behalf of the entire New Jersey legislature, recognizing her accomplishment. You see, Marie is the first Black person to ever serve as the Board of Education president. Elected to the board in 2015, Marie has given us time and talent over the course of that time and demonstrated herself to be a true leader. And now she heads the Equity and Diversity Commission that's been formed to address issues throughout the community. Marie, on behalf of all of us, thank you for your contributions. Congratulations, Madam President, and we look forward to the continued good work that you're going to do. And to all of you, thank you for letting me be with you. Thank you for all you do to make Woodbridge the great place that it is. Have a good evening.
Next, we will have Mr. Glenn Morgan, who was recently named chairman of the Human Rights Commission, and he will share his thoughts on Black history.
Glenn's reflection. Hello, my name is Glenn Morgan. I am Vice President of the Independent Club of Colonia, as well as Chairman of the Human Rights Commission. I'd like to take this opportunity to share my personal Black history reflection. This year, Black history theme is the Black family. Representation, identity, and diversity. In the late 1950s, early 60s, my parents, Paula Morgan and James Morgan, were both significantly involved in the struggle of African Americans in Woodbridge Township and the surrounding area. I considered them both pioneers before their time. My mother was instrumental in organizing residents of the community from different ethnic, racial, and social groups to gather for what was very popular at the time, coffee clutches. Their goals were no different than ours today: to better understand problems of the community which cause separation and divide. Additional issues discussed would be inequities, housing, dignity, discrimination, and prejudices, and respect, along with mixed marriages. These issues, along with many others, led my mother to become a member of the first ever established Human Rights Commission of Woodbridge Township, where she and other members addressed numerous discriminatory practices of that era. The Human Rights Commission, which, although on the books, had been dormant for over 30 years, the Honorable Mayor, John E. McCormick, in his responsible wisdom, reestablished the commission, asking if I would be interested in chairing it. It's fascinating that almost 40 years after my mother served on the first ever Human Rights Commission, I will be following in her footsteps, continuing her legacy, for which I am very proud. One last note, my father was also active within the community, having been nominated as chairman for the Citizens Redevelopment Committee of Woodbridge, a program which gained national attention, endorsed by then First Lady Claudia Alta Taylor, better known as Lady Bird Johnson, wife of President Lyndon B. Johnson. My father also served as president of the Independent Club of Colonia, which I serve as vice president. It is a family affair carrying on the legacy. It is said that fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. If this is true, my prayer is that I continue to serve this great town of Woodbridge with my participation and commitment of service to the Independent Club of Colonia and the Human Rights Commission. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan, so much for your perspective. Up next, we will have Ayanna and Jaden Lyons, who will be sharing with us what Black history means to them.
Hi, my name is Ayanna Lyons, and what Black history means to me is empowerment, inspiration, and unity.
Hi, my name is James Lyons. Black history is American history.
Thank you so much, Ayanna and Jaden, for sharing your opinions with us. Up next, we have Tiffany Morgan, who will be telling us how American history is indeed Black history.
American history is Black history and our history. To study American history is often an exercise in learning partial truths and patriotic fables. Textbooks and curricula throughout the country continue to center the white experience, with Black people often quarantined to a short section about slavery and quotes about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Many walk away from their high school history class and through the world with a severe lack of understanding of the history and perspective of an African American people in America. Ultimately, understanding Black history is more than learning about the brutality and oppression Black people has endured. It's about the ways they have fought to survive and thrive in America. Black history is often reduced to a handful of memorial moments and events. In Black history, those events often include courageous stories like the Underground Railroad and historic moments like the famous "I Have a Dream" speech by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. But these are only a few of the significant and important events to know and remember. Allow me the opportunity to introduce an African American who over the last 3 centuries has saved millions of lives through inoculations, which was introduced to America by a slave. Although few details are known about the birth of Onesimus, it is assumed that he was born in Africa during the late 17th century before eventually landing in Boston. One of 1,000 people of African descent living in the Massachusetts colony, Onesimus was a gift to the Puritan church minister Cotton Mather from the congregation in 1706. Cotton Mather was a prolific author and pamphleteer, one of the most important figures in English-speaking colonial America. Onesimus told Mather about the centuries-old tradition of inoculation practiced in Africa. By extracting the material from an infected person and scratching it into the skin of an uninfected person, you could deliberately introduce smallpox to the healthy individual, making them immune. Considered extremely dangerous at the time, Cotton Mather convinced Dr. Zabdiel Boylston to experiment with the procedure when a smallpox epidemic hit Boston in 1721, and over 240 people were inoculated. Opposed politically, religiously, and medically in the United States and abroad, public reaction to the experiment put Mather and Boylston's lives in danger, despite records indicating that only 2% of the patients requesting inoculation died, compared to 15% of people not inoculated who contracted smallpox. However, when those who were inoculated survived, the tide of public opinion began to turn. Within a few years, the once controversial practice would be routine. Onesimus's traditional African practice introduced the concept of inoculation to the United States. It has been and is currently used to inoculate America during several past pandemics and American soldiers during the Revolutionary War. Additionally, noting the world's current pandemic, which has cost the lives of over 500,000 Americans and almost 3 million worldwide to date. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. We really appreciate your thoughts. Next, we have Sean and James Lyons and Jordan Lyons, who will also be telling us what Black History Month means to them.
Hello, my name is Sean Lyons, and Black History means to me being strong, powerful, and celebrating my culture.
Hi, my name is Jaden Lyons. Black history means to me love, family, and freedom.
Hi, my name is Nakia Lyons. Black history means to me the passing of the torch.
Thank you so much, Sean, James, and Jordan. Excellent job. Next, we will have a poem by Michelle Henderson.
Hi, my name is Michelle Henderson, and today I will be reading the poem In This Place by Amanda Gorman. There's a poem in this place, in the footfalls in the halls, in the quiet beat of the seats. It is here, at the curtain of day, where America writes a lyric you must whisper to say. There's a poem in this place, in the heavy grace, the lined face of the noble building. Collections burnt and reborn twice. There's a poem in Boston's Copley Square, where poets' chants tear through the air, like sheets of rain, where love of the many swallows hatred of the few. There's a poem in Charlottesville, where tiki torches string of light, tight round the wrist of night, where men so white they gleam blue. Seems like statues, where men heap the long waxing burn. Ever higher, where heather hewer blooms forever in the meadows of resistance. There's a poem in the great sleeping giant of Lake Michigan, defiantly raising its big blue head to Milwaukee and Chicago. A poem begun long ago, blazed into frozen soil, stringing upward in a glow. There's a poem in Florida, in East Texas, where streets swell into a nexus of rivers. Cows afloat like mottled buoys in the brown, where courage is now so common that 23-year-old Jesus Contreras rescues people from floodwaters. There's a poem in Los Angeles, yawning wide as the Pacific tide, where a single mother swelters in a windowless classroom teaching black and brown students in the Watts, so her daughter might be able to write this poem for you. There's a poem in California, where thousands of students march for blocks, undocumented and unafraid, where my friend Rosa finds the power to blossom. In the deadlock, her spirit the bedrock of her communities. She knows the hope is stubborn, ship gripping a dock, the truth, that you can't stop a dreamer or knock down a dream. How could this not be her city, Sioux Nation, our country, our America? Our American lyric to write, a poem by the people, the poor, the Protestant, the Muslim, the Jew, the native, the immigrant, the black, the brown, the blind, the brave, the undocumented and undeterred, the woman, the man, the non-binary, the white, the trans, the alley to all above. Tyrants fear the poet. Now that we know it, we can't blow it. We owe it to show it, not slow it, although it hurts to sow it when the world skirts below it. Hope. We must bestow it like a wick in the poet, so it can grow, lit, bringing with it stories to rewrite. The story of a Texas city depleted but not defeated. A history written that you need not repeat it. A nation composed but not yet completed. There's a poem in this place, a poem in America. A poet in every American who rewrites this nation, who tells a story worthy of being told as the minnow of an earth. The breathe hope into a palimpsest of time. A poet in every American who sees that our poem penned doesn't mean our poems end. There's a place where this poem dwells. It is here, it is now, in the yellow song of dawn's bell, where we write an American lyric we are just beginning to tell. Thank you.
What a beautiful poem. Thank you so much, Michelle. Awesome job. And next, we have a very, very special guest speaker, Councilman Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson is a very faithful and loyal supporter of the Independent Club. He always supports our Independent Club Colonia Black History Month celebration every year and many other events that we have throughout the year. So without further ado, please welcome Mr. Kyle Anderson.
Good day, Woodbridge. My name is Kyle Anderson, and I'm an at-large councilman here in Woodbridge Township. I'd like to thank Mr. Phil Hall and the Independent Club of Colonia for once again hosting the annual Black History Month event. As it has been often said, we are living in unprecedented times, so we are here, as we were for the celebration of Dr. King's birthday, celebrating Black History Month virtually. That's okay, because being adaptable is something that we as people of color are used to. In speaking with Phil about this celebration, I learned that the theme of the event would be the celebration of Black family. No single word is more illustrative of our humanity, of who we are, than the word family. It stands at the heart of human relationships, representing the essence of ties that bind people together by blood, by race, by social affinity, by national heritage, and by religious conviction. We constitute, for example, parents and children, brothers and sisters, and descendants of ancestors. We claim fictive kin and aunts, uncles and cousins, not actually related to us by blood. We cherish the sisterhood and brotherhood of our sororities and our fraternity organizations. People identify their national heritage and with their familial imagery, such as homeland, motherland, or fatherland. And we form a household of faith and brothers and sisters who look to fatherhood and mother heart of God. The history of Black family is an integral part of our nation's history. Black family traditions of foodways and the arts, of sports and music, to name just a few, have been a significant progenitor of American culture and identity. The Black family theme offers a window onto the African American experience over generations, because family-oriented examples, stories, images, and concepts have long inspired and mobilized African Americans in individual and collective efforts of self-help and self-determination, as well as their quest for racial equality and social justice. Despite the negative pathological images of Black families portrayed in the 19th century justification for slavery and in the 20th century governmental policy reports, the march of time has proved that the Black family best represents the source of perseverance and resilience that brought African Americans through centuries of enslavement, Jim Crow laws, and the glowing racial inequalities and dangers that continue to this day. The Independent Club celebrates African American families in all their historic diversity, recognizing that our families comprise a melange of identities. The Black families include nuclear families, extended families, same-sex marriage and parented families, and heterosexual parents of LGBTQ children. Interracial marriage has created many Black families in today's America, but the origins of interracial heritage of our families as genetically Black and white or Black and Native American date back to centuries of enslavement. Equally important, the 2021 theme calls attention to the tapestry of our ethnic heritage, Black identities, Afro-Hispanic families, and also Black family identities formed from immigrants who came to the United States from every part of Africa and its diaspora during the 20th century, and particularly after the mid-1960s. The most notable examples are the 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama, of Kenyan and white ancestry, and the current Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, of Jamaican and Indian ancestry. We are all Black family. Thank you.
And next we have Spoken Word by Madison Perry.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I will be reading a poem called Be Thankful. Be thankful that you don't already have everything you desire. If you did, what would there be to look forward to? Be thankful when you don't know something, for it gives you the opportunity to learn. Be thankful for the difficult times. During those times, you grow. Be thankful for your limitations because they give you opportunities for improvement. Be thankful for each new challenge because it will build your strength and character. Be thankful for your mistakes. They will teach you valuable lessons. Be thankful when you're tired and weary. It's because you've made a difference. It's easy to be thankful for the good things. A life of rich fulfillment comes to those who are also thankful for the setbacks. Gratitude can turn a negative into a positive. Find a way to be thankful for your troubles, and they can become your blessings. What are you thankful for?
In closing, it is my honor to extend the Independent Club of Colonia's gratitude and best wishes as we celebrate Black history. During this period of recognition, remember it's a period of reflection. I'm thinking about the generations of African American leaders who have not just created Black history, but shaped our American history. I appreciate the hard work and honor the rich legacy through the deep commitment to service and justice. This year marks the 402nd anniversary of the arrival of the ships carrying enslaved people appearing at Jamestown in 1619. As we reflect on our country's history, we recognize that our nation still has significant challenges to face. During this time of the year, we honor the legacy of generations past, celebrate our contributions, and renew our commitment to continuing their work. I thank and acknowledge each of you for everything you do during this time and throughout the year to honor the debt that we owe to generations of past and to create a better future for the next generation. As faith leaders and justice advocates, we stand as unwavering pillars of support for people across our community. Through our work to uplift our neighbors, we hold the ideal that the greatest and highest calling is in service to each other. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.